All right. I didn't think this day would come. I'm certainly not looking forward to recording this podcast. I think there's, they did it.
They did
it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say is they did it. They did it. 100 points, boys. We're proud of you. Cody and Ben. We got to eat our words here. The 100-point club. Woo! They finally did it. Man.
100 points. Look at you. Oh, I'm proud of them. We gave them a lot of crap, and they turned it around. They did it. They did it. Good job, guys.
Man.
Well done. One more. Wait, one more. One more.
All right.
Oh yeah.
That's a good time.
That was a good one.
That's a good time.
All right. I'm gonna leave the hat on. I think it's just
That's a good look. Yeah.
There's no other special thing going on today, I don't think, other than this podcast and Pat's amazing video.
Well, we're 6 days past Cody's birthday and a couple days until my wedding, but other than that, I don't think anything's going on.
You mean past Patrick's birthday?
What I said?
Yeah.
Past Patrick's
You said
birthday.
past Cody's birthday. I don't know when Cody's birthday is, but I know Pat's was 6 days ago.
Pat's was 6 days ago. My wedding's coming up. Patrick released a good video today.
A really good video. If you're watching this for some reason and you haven't seen that one,
go watch it.
What are you
right
doing?
now.
Go. Yeah.
All timer. I'll say it. I sent the SpaghettiOs picture. I did, and I won.
Dude, Megan also sent it. I thought it'd be funnier coming from her because she was watching it.
That would have been.
Pat said you beat Megan by 30 seconds.
Oh, so, I almost wish I wouldn't have because that would have been funnier.
Yeah, it would have been a race if it was me and you because I was typing and then I was like, wait, Megan, you do it. So, but so we'll say that's what happened. All right, let's quick run through this because we have so much to talk about.
Too much, some would say.
Yeah, you want to start us off here?
I'll start us off. So last week, we'll save the best one for last. So I'll just go into, how about Alvin and the Chipmunks and Give Me That. Cody, we already talked about it, getting 134. It helps when you trade for a great player. All I'll say is basically I scored him over 100 because really he would have scored 100. I'm sorry, just 98 points without the 36.3 from Chase. So basically I got him over 100. I'd like to look at it that way. Trip,
nice.
3 and 2, still scoring great. You got nothing to worry about. But Cody, congratulations again, and you're welcome.
I'll talk about the one right below that on the screen here. Ryan's still putting up just hard-working wins. So 122. Pat over 100. I just want to throw it out. Like we didn't celebrate Pat breaking 100 because he's already done it. He did it week 2. So twice now. Pat's in the 2-time club. So Ben and Cody, you're not. You got to double your days there. Get up to Patrick's speed, But Brock Bowers showing out and Tucker Kraft. This was a battle of the tight ends.
Sure was.
There you go.
Good stuff.
All right.
We'll take it over to Lamb Chops and Dan Daniels. Wow, you guys played each other last week too?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. He got to see Jaden Reed front and center. So.
Is that what it was?
We'll get there.
Good win, Matt. Grant, 88 points. I guess you got to do something. That means probably you're going to trade for a great player. If I were you, I would trade a lower
top 5 wide receiver.
And so, who do you got next, Matt? Who's the next matchup?
All right, let's move on. We'll get there. Ethan and you, first win. We should have popped one for that, bro. Let's go. Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. First win, 96. Dude, I'm sorry, Ethan, but Ethan's team's on watch, man. He hasn't broken 70 in a while.
Yeah.
1-4. I'm scared for him. Yeah, this is scary.
That's not a good place
scary
to
territory.
Be.
Pat put up 100 twice now.
Yeah.
So
it's all luck, man.
Sorry, I don't mean to belabor on it. Last one. What do we got here?
We got to both talk about this one. We got Ben, we got Parker, we got Help, we got Chicken and Rice, roommates going at it in a less than 1 point victory. A less than 0.7 point margin of victory for Ben. Incredible. That is what you want in fantasy football. That's I feel like he's been Mr. Monday Night.
Yeah, dude. Olave had 2 points at one point, and I thought he was going to lose. I was like, oh man, Olave is going to get 3 points for him. That's all he needed. And wow. 4-1. That's crazy. We're going to talk more about that later. I want to save it just until till later on, but crazy one. Let's jump right into our caller.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Hold on. I got a new iPhone. iOS is weird. Yeah, so we got a caller. Let me get this set up. Let me know how the volume is.
Yo, what is up, PMLP? This is Ben Barnett, aka Team Help, calling in this week. It's an honor to be here with Matt in the evening. And, I think it was a fun week. I definitely squeaked out another Monday night win. This one a little sweatier than I had intended. Needed a 1.5 from Olave. I think he got like 2. So, squeaking out another one. Starting out 0-1, losing McCaffrey, losing Pacheco. Some other things didn't go right. And to be sitting here at 4-1, I'm definitely shocked, to say the least. But it's a testament to my team and my team's character. We're piecing together lineups, and sitting here at second in the standings feels pretty good. Parker, sorry I had to do that to you. Finally broke 100 this week. You know who else broke 100? Cody Ollier. Come on, Cody. The amount of slander we have taken in this podcast, week in and week out.
We're through a party for you.
2 of the top 3 scores is something pretty special, And that's my blood brother, Cody, so shout out you. Coming into this league, I definitely, was looking at the league history to see what I'm up against competition-wise, see a couple championships between Cody and Pat. And something I was very surprised to see was Matt Russell's averaging finishing position being 7th. So I definitely had that circled as like, okay, this is probably not going to last too much longer. I had Matt due for a pretty good year this year. And seeing Matt start out 5-0 was the least surprising thing. I was definitely rooting for Matt coming into this year, just because he has such a high fantasy intellect, and I know he's highly regarded around the league as being the most involved, so I really appreciate that too as well. Mm-hmm. But it feels like somewhere along the line, starting out 5-0, the cheers turned to boos from the rest of the league as a recent trade controversy. I'm not going to get too much into that. I think it'll figure itself out. But, somewhere along the road, it went from everybody kind of rooting for Matt to now he's 5-0. They're going to hate you when you're at the top. And so I'll leave you with this, Matt. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Oh, shit.
I think that's the end of it. Yeah, that was it. All right. Well, I think we should talk about it. Why have you become a villain? Why do you think Ben is talking about, he brought up the trade, but run us through the trade. Mm-hmm. You woke up this morning and just absolute chaos ensued. I want to hear from your point of view. I want to hear every conversation that you and Grant had about trades to date this year.
This year. Okay. All right. It had to be, I feel like I'm like in the, not principal's office, more like a police.
You're being interrogated by a federal agent right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It had to be a couple weeks ago. I don't remember the exact week. A couple weeks ago, I was at the restaurant working, and I wanted to hit Grant up about Kelsey. I got her at just gone off, and I thought I could buy low on Kelsey. This is pre-Rashee Rice injury, by the way. The original offer, was I sent Jaden Reed and no, I think it was just Jaden Reed for Pickens and Kelsey. That's what I wanted. I was thinking Pickens was gonna be good. I can't remember if I had a second player in there with it. He said no pretty quickly. He said no, and didn't want to deal with that yet. And that was it. That was kind of all we left with it. And then I know there was some talk on Sunday about people like also reaching out to Grant about Kelsey. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say, I think I saw a message last night when he was texting. Grant sent it in there, and he didn't say it to anyone specifically. He said, "Damn, just looked at your bench!" ! And I thought that was directed towards me, but I didn't want to be like, me. I didn't want to push too hard. But I do think he meant me because he saw the bench and he saw Rico Dowdle go off. He saw other people go off. So then, that was it. And I woke up this morning, and I'm sipping my coffee at work, and I get an email said, trade offer has been sent to you. And I saw the offer, and Grant texted me, just sent you a juicy little trade. Is what he said.
Did you hesitate at all? Was there any point where you because in my mind, right, if this is happening to me, if I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, having a good day, I think that my hand goes through the keyboard. Like I press accept so fast that I break something. What was that? Was there any hesitation for you, or did you just get right into it?
There's always hesitation with trades. You have to really think about, like, is there something I don't know?
Okay.
Is somebody injured?
I'll give you that.
Right? Somebody injured, someone I don't know. Like, I just walked through the door. We were hosting family here last night, so I didn't even get to watch much of the game, and I was just like, what happened last night that he's now sending me Kelsey? I saw he didn't score enough, but, now he's sending Kelsey. And then I saw CeeDee Lamb's name. I know he didn't do well last week. So I had to go back and look at CeeDee Lamb's scores and, like, what he's done over the past 5 weeks. So I did take a second to look at each player. And CeeDee's, like, wide receiver 13 on the year. He hit 20 1 week, but other than that, he's been very average. Target numbers are up, which I like. So I was okay with it. And I was like, CeeDee's probably going to be
okay with it.
Good.
You were okay with it.
I was okay with CeeDee for sure. Yeah.
I'm sure you were okay with it.
I was excited about it. Yeah, of course. Yep. And I looked back at Jaden Reed's numbers. I wanted to compare. Jaden Reed's numbers have been better. Will they continue that way? I don't know.
His fantasy points have been better. The underlying metrics have been significantly worse. Targets, 6, 2, 6, 8, 6. That 8 targets came in a game where 56 passes were thrown. CeeDee Lamb.
How many rushes did he get that same game? Because I think he got multiple handoffs to that same game. Count those as touches. That's going to be about the same. It's going to get up there.
That game, he had 1 carry for 2 yards. He's never had more than 2 carries.
Had to check. I don't know.
CeeDee Lamb, 10 targets, 7 targets, 7 targets, 8 targets, 9 targets. Travis Kelce. Rice goes down week 4. Week 4 he has 9 targets. Week 5 he has 10 targets.
Yeah.
This trade is not okay.
Yeah.
I would go so far as to say that Jaden Reed and Rico Doodle would not get you anywhere near CeeDee Lamb. And I know that because I would probably laugh you off of my phone if you offered him for Chase when I had Chase. I just traded Jamar Chase for T. Higgins and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
This is crazy. And then I got to say, as an outside perspective, the trade going through, I looked at it as incompetence and you doing what you had to do and click accept. I could live with myself knowing that you had to click accept because if it were me, I would click accept and fight tooth and nail to keep it going, knowing that I'd probably lose and that it would get vetoed. The little we adjusted the trade thing almost felt like more of a slap in the face because that was like, let me craft a way to keep this in wherein I still get to pick 2 of the top 3 picks in the draft this year. And get
Pickens?
What?
You
have
said 2 of the
top 3 picks.
Oh, you mean me? I get it on my team. I thought you meant I thought you meant Lamb and Pickens were 2 of the top.
No.
Yeah.
And Brees Hall.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed.
Oh God, I almost tried to trade him this morning too. Sorry, because I think Brees is just donezo.
I just think that Jaden Reed's numbers, it looks like he broke off a few runs. Looking at it, if we're looking at the numbers, looks like he broke off a few long runs. CeeDee looks like he's CeeDee, and he's going to explode. From week 6 to 10 last year, he averaged more than a touchdown per week, and I think he averaged like 13 targets. Per week.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb was amazing last year.
We have a system wherein we agreed there would be no vetoes. And we agreed that
unless there's collusion.
And
cheating is not allowed.
I think that even more than what we agreed upon was the unspoken aspect of what we agreed upon, and that is that everyone
be careful there.
Yep. That no one would make a trade like this. I
don't think that was ever agreed upon. But I think the phrasing was, may I?
I'm trying to be nice here. That no one would offer a trade as utterly horrendous as this. Absolutely league-breaking. I said this in the separate group chat that if you guys weren't my best friends, I'm not kidding, I would have left the league over this trade. Because I think that it's it's that bad. I've spoken a lot. I probably need to stop. I want to hear if you have anything more you want to say about it, or just what.
I got a couple things I'll say. But I think Pat said a lot of good things, and I hope he's not offended by us still talking about it, given that. But I think we had to. It's PMLP.
It's PMLP separate things.
I'll say, yeah, I think Pat said something about in the Dynasty how, like, we've had some crazy, crazy trades that end up being the opposite of what we thought. Like, they were crazy when they happened, and they actually ended up being flipped version. And that took years to see the picks later and this and that. So you can make the argument Dynasty's different. I would say I truly think, because I think you said something in the chat, and I never addressed this, if I wasn't in the situation, if I wasn't the one making the trade. I truly think I would be angry, yes. I think I'd be pushing for not veto, because that I live and stand by that like,
dude, I hear you.
We can't veto unless it's cheating.
I hear you.
Unless there's cheating, we can't. Yeah.
There were 7 people saying the exact same thing when it first happened.
I would lose then.
No,
I would lose
an
argument.
Hear me out all the way. There were 7 people all saying we can't, because I even said this. I said we can't veto this because it's a precedent. It's a bad precedent to set. And then hours later, every single one of those people agreed that we need to veto it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so I might be in the minority.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you would have changed your mind too.
I could have. Or I would have also been okay being the 1 versus the 7 and been like, yeah, majority rules. So I agree with Pat that we have to come up with a way to, like, it has to be 8. The party's not involved. I think I would vote for 8.
It was.
Pat said maybe 7.
It was 8.
Yeah. And what I will say, like, I hear you on the crafting a way to stick with it on the what's it called, revised trade, is like, I literally said back to Grant and said, like, okay, like, I want to make sure, like, you are fully okay with this, and I sent him a couple offers. He landed on Pickens, scared Devontae Adams going to come to town and take his job anyway, so it kind of landed on that. And I said, like, before I even send over the Kelsey for Pickens thing, I want 100% sure, like, you are okay with this. Some people will still be mad by this. I know that. I know what the trade still looks like, even with Pickens in it. So I was like, people will still be mad with this, but I want to make sure you're okay with this, and this is the trade you want. Because that's at the end of the day, like, that's what we agreed on as a league, that Grant can make those decisions. Grant's like, yeah, no, the fact that we're revisiting this table, I don't care if people are mad anymore. Like, let's do this. I feel better about it. Because I said, like, dude, you need Kelsey. Goddard is not going to be good going forward. And he was like, no, let's do it back. So Grant stands by his decision now. He said after everybody, I shouldn't speak for him. Hope Grant, I read the message, so I hope you're okay. He said after obviously the feedback he got, he's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done it. He's like, but that's what I wanted to do. And then he was okay with the revised trade too, even more so. So I was like, okay, like, now we have to twice now, we've came to common ground. So, yeah, it's a tough one. And I'm terrified for CD's legs this Sunday, that all of this bad juju is going to just come right back around, or maybe treat me right, or settle some people's arguments on either side. So
that was the whole sticking point for the people who were like, I don't feel 100% on this. Everyone said, well, what happens if someone gets hurt? What happens if something happens and Rico Doodle and Jaden Reed outperform CeeDee Lamb and Travis Kelce? But that's even more to my point. I think that, like, you can't go on what ifs. You can't go on what could happen. You have to look at the numbers. You have to look at the underlying statistics for those numbers. You have to look at the historical performance and say, this is how I feel about it, and stick with it. And I guess to Grant's credit, that's what he did. I decided earlier I had to stop talking about it because it made me so mad, and then we just started talking about it, and now I'm just more mad again. And so this is the other thing I want to talk about is that a lot of people were saying, like, there were people who would say, like, dude, Matt's team's way too good now, and I think that you can't look at that. You can't say Matt's team is too good, we have to reverse this. That's not a part of the trade. The trade is looking at the 4 players involved, comparing their value, and just going from there. You getting better, you can't factor that in at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and I appreciate that. I think that's the right way to look. But Pat said it too on the video. It's hard to ignore that too. You can't really. natural.
Yeah.
In a way, but you got to try actively to not. Which that's tough. I'm gonna say this. This is a little. You were edging around it, and I don't blame you. But I'm gonna say it directly. All right. Like, this is okay. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care. The agreement that you were edging around is that we have no veto policy. We never said because this trade wouldn't happen. It's because all 10 of us care enough and know enough and are competitive enough to like make our own decisions. And then if you mess that up, that's on you. And so I think people might be saying that like Grant made this mistake or Grant did this and that. And I would say to some of those people, Grant has never finished last. Grant has made the playoffs more than a lot of people. Grant has a better record more than a lot of people. Grant has outscored a lot of people. And if you want to measure how well you know fantasy, he's winning a lot of those arguments, so you can't judge him for a lot of those things. And that's what it comes down to. And we agreed that the 10 of us are the 10 that are in this league and that can make the decisions. And would I have made the same decision? Maybe not, but that's usually how trades go. When you're on one side, you feel one way. But yeah, it's tough. And I'm just like, that's it. So, until anything, we'll see how the weeks play out. I think we could have in this podcast a running who scored more points between the 2 and 2, and we update it each week.
I like that.
We really want to analyze it. I did that with your trade this week. I did.
It was pretty
no joke.
even, right?
I was like, I wanted to see. Yeah, Cody would have scored 11 points less, but I think you would have scored 11 points or 7 points more.
Because I would have started. Yeah, that makes sense.
You would have started Rashad White. Cody would have started Jacobs and that, but he wouldn't have benched anybody else.
Yep.
Like, the guy he put in over Jacobs also scored the same amount of points as Jacobs. So, it was really close. Cody's got a higher edge on it, but you both won.
Yeah,
so
I think that Cody and I both said to each other, like, we both kind of won that trade. We got what we wanted out of it. We got what we needed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. We ready to move on to next week?
I'm ready to move on to next week. You want to take first?
Yeah. I'm just going to go down the line because I like talking about all of them, so I'm going to start us off about myself again. I haven't talked about myself enough on this podcast yet today. So, me and Ryan finally going at it. Ryan, I've been hyping up every week saying how high-powered he's been doing. I mean, putting up 120. He's been putting it up pretty consistently. He's at 112. I'm at 120. 8-point spread, but both in the way up there. So it's going to be a battle. I think this week of matchups, people are playing people like in the same tier right now. I mean, I know we're 1v4.
For the most part.
For the most part, it's pretty awesome. So I'm excited about these matchups.
Definitely another very close tier is me and Pat here. Projections is 86 and 85. I don't have a quarterback in there yet, so I'll probably be up near 100 when it's all said and done. But no one in the world across all sports has my number on ESPN fantasy leagues more than Patrick Glenn Smith, PG Creative, Tenacious Panda, whatever you're calling him these days. The dude just rings my bell every time we play. So I'm fully expecting for both of us to be 1-5 by the end of this week, but it would be pretty cool if that didn't happen.
Yeah, he has broken 100 twice. What do you think he puts up this week?
I want
it on record.
He has some people on bye, so like guys that have been scoring him a lot of weeks are on bye. Give me 94.78.
Nice. Yeah, AJ Brown's back, so yeah, we'll see what he does.
Yep.
All right. Hey, last week I said I took Ethan.
I know.
So
and I won. Give me a real take though. Don't just.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't want to do that to Pat. I think Josh Jacobs, T's playing. I think who's Ramondre playing? Who's the Patriots playing? Do you know? Top of your head?
Top of my head, I don't know. Let me see if it'll open real quick. 3, 2, 1. It is Houston.
I think I'm going to take Pat. I think I am.
Okay.
I think he gets you. I think history is on his side with, like you said, of him getting you. So.
Do we have anyone playing on Thursday night? We'll be together.
That's a good point. It's San Francisco
Sunday,
and Seattle.
Sunday.
I don't think you two have either of those guys.
Damn it. No, we don't. All right.
San Francisco, Seattle. Yeah. Oh, wait, real quick. I got to say about me and Ryan's matchup. I have 2 Monday night running backs, and Ryan's just been cheesed on Monday night games. So
Ryan, yeah.
I know. I'm curious how that goes. All right, what we got next? Go ahead, run this one.
What do we have? Lamb chops and gimme that. Lamb chops without his best player now. I should say Matt's new best player. So we'll see how that strategy plays out for him. Cody projected 108, pretty damn good. I'm going to go Cody here. I think, I think Cody. His running backs are awesome, and he picked up Chase. Like I said, we both won that trade. So,
Yep. Staying in the Flames. I mean, look at this. This is 5th versus 6th, 3-2, 3-2.
Yep.
That's what I mean. It's another matchup right there, neck and neck.
100%.
All right, Alvin and the Chipmunks Part 3 versus Help. Ben being 4-1 with no CMC and no Pacheco. I got to say something about that so many other people that I could think of in this league, mainly one other person in this league, if he had 2 of his running backs injured on IR, would be talking about it a lot more than Ben is.
Dude, 2 of his first 3 picks. And he had a turn, so it might as well be his first 2 picks.
Yeah. Somebody who got older today would probably be talking about how injured his team is if he was Ben's.
This trade definitely aged him a good amount today. It put another year on his life, I swear.
No, but Ben being 4-1, dude, when he gets CMC and Pacheco back, if they both come back, that's going to be absolutely terrifying. But I think Tripp puts him in his place this week because Tripp has just been balling. Yeah. So Tripp's going to put him in his place.
Tripp, I will say, was very vocal today. He was very assertive, telling people how it is. So he's about to do that to Ben. I like it. Put him in his place, Tripp.
I've really liked Tripp's content in even the main chat, even with different ha-has, funny things. He's been killing it in the chat. All right, last one.
Sniff my pits, chicken and rice. This one is one where I think that there's one clearly better team and one not as good team. I think Parker really rolls here, and Ethan's team is just scaring the hell out of me, man.
Yeah. This is. I mean, again, record-wise, look at the record, 7th and 9th place. This is a close game in that regard. But I hope this is the 1-4 Bengals versus the 1-4 Giants, and we see the Bengals just roll them. They're both, record-wise the same, but we know they're different ball clubs. Yeah. That's kind of what these 2 teams look like to me. Sorry, Ethan. I'll say this. Josh Allen has had 2 good games and 3 terrible games.
Yeah.
Him and Mahomes have been the 2 most biggest picked quarterbacks have been just pretty awful in fantasy. It's interesting. So, Ethan, hey, he's on bye this week. Good. That's probably exciting for you.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
Yeah, that's good. You can do the whole coaching thing where the guy goes on bye and you bring a new starter in, on the after the bye. Yeah. So
I'm hey man, we'll got to get it together.
Yeah. Do we real quick peek at the standings? We might as well. We've been on here a while.
I mean, we got nothing but time, brother.
But actually, I think the power rankings are fun.
Did you have go to power rankings? But did you have a message that you particularly liked this week?
Yeah. I'll name a couple if that's okay.
Please.
I laughed every time you did the clears throat gif because you did a different one each time, and then it was T. Love that. Patrick's message of you trading away your dowry after Jamar scored another touchdown was very funny to me. So those were my highlights. Do you have one?
I really liked me and Patrick's back and forth. There's a lot of tension there. Whatever kind of tension you think it was is probably what it was. But definitely some tension there. It was just a good old classic. Both of us pretty drunk, pretty banged up, just going at it.
And his comment about not talking shit to a guy with a thermal scope was really funny too.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was good. All right, here we go. Here's the power rankings. One thing I wanted to point out here that I think's interesting. They shifted a bit. Yeah, Ben is in second place. Mm-hmm. However, the power rankings got him down in fourth. So they know, hey, you've squeaked a couple out, Ben, but that's it. Ryan's in 2. So that's what I mean, that power rankings-wise, this is me versus Ryan. This is 1v2. Then you got Tripp at 3 versus Ben 4. So it's 1v2, 3v4.
Yeah.
You're at 9 and Pat's at 10. So there's 9, 10. Who we got? Chicken and Rice is 7. Simple Pits 8, 7, 8, 5, 6. Everybody's literally playing the guy next to them in power rankings. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's a fun week.
Fun week indeed. Fun weekend ahead of us. I think should be a good time. A lot of us getting together. Whole league will be chilling. All right. Should we just get on out of here? Call us a day. Play a little exit music.
One more popper for the road.
Let's start the music. Did it start? Let's start. Get a little popper going. Hey.
All right.
100.
Have a good night. 100. Proud of you guys.
He's mad. I'm mad. This is mad. This has been PMLP. We love you. And good night.
Good night.
I think it's stopping.